Yo, 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 we are back. Back. Wow. Boy, fuck 'em up. Alright. Anyways, but we got a new video. Today we got Julio Foolio was backdoored. Suspects facing capital punishment. I don't really want to say anything about that. Y'all know what it is. I know what it is. Let's get it started.
Breaking right now at 8 o'clock, the fourth suspect in an ambush of local rapper Julio Foolio has been arrested.
I-295 and College Road. Officers confirmed just a few minutes ago that they arrested Rashad Murphy. Again, the fourth person arrested in Julio Foolio's. But we do know, they did hear the sheriff say on the morning show that he hopes that that fifth person just turns themselves in. So once we continue to follow this case and find out more information, we of course will bring that to you.
But these new court documents are showing us how investigators use these tools to track these suspects down, as those suspects followed the rapper to 3 locations across Tampa.
Lit everywhere we go.
On Saturday, June
22nd, Jacksonville rapper Charles Jones started his birthday celebration at an Airbnb in Holiday. The rapper, known as Julio Foolio, then headed to Teaser's Gentlemen's Club in Tampa, where he was paid to perform, court documents say. Investigators watched suspects Isaiah Chance and his girlfriend Alicia Andrews on surveillance video, pulling into the club's back parking lot and calling suspected shooter Sean Gaithright, according to phone logs. Shortly after, Gaithright showed up in a second suspect.
I just want to say though, hold on, before this whole keep going, but y'all do not post your locations. We've seen what happens when you post your location. I know you guys like posting where you're at, what you're doing, but don't. Just take a nice picture of like where you're at. You don't have to put the exact location or exact where your city. Maybe the city, I guess, because it's kind of pinpoint exactly where you're at, unless like, you know, you're really famous. Then you shouldn't do that. But we've seen it with Pop Smoke. We've seen it with this guy, Julio Foolio. There's just more. I think there's more instances, but don't post your location. Don't post your location. That's the last thing you want to do.
Which was also carrying 2 other shooters, Rashad Murphy and Davion Murphy.
Especially if you got any type of money.
On video following
any type
Jones
of money,
from
anything.
Location to
Don't
location.
Do that.
21-year-old Alicia Andrews, 21-year-old Isaiah Chance, 18-year-old Sean Gaithright, 30-year-old Rashad Murphy, and 27-year-old Davion Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death. And they're all facing 1 count of murder in the first degree.
Some people feel like you were behind
that. But people feel like.
Hey yo, squad.
Bro's laughing.
Back with another video, man. And the streets are aflame, now more than ever, with the scenes in Florida becoming increasingly heated. The assassination of Charles Andrew Jones, aka Julio Foolio, has sent the shockwave through the internet and the streets alike. But for the most part, people are starting to move on and accept that his demise was just business as usual for those caught in the grips of the trenches. But nevertheless, there is one faction who refused to let this situation rest, and it's the boys in blue. Just recently, they managed to come up and arrest 4 suspects allegedly tied to Julio's demise. It appears that ATK might have had their hands all over this incident, and things are about to get real ugly for them, having to go up against the biggest ops of them all. But just how did the police get a hold of the suspects? Will they ever catch the other suspect? And did he really get backdoored? We gonna find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business.
Was it really
we know
that
our
hard?
man Foolio for quite some time now, especially since he entered the Florida rap scene back in 2015. Bro. Of course, the streets are wild and Jacksonville is extremely unforgiving for a brother trying to make it big on the streets. That said, our guy Foolio wasn't no angel either, and when gangs get involved, things get even worse. Foolio was leading the pack for the 6-block offshoot of the KTA gang and had some serious public beef with the fellas over at ATK. The smoke between both of these groups saw a lot of innocent lives lost. Foolio and ATK's youngin' Ace had been at each other's necks since 2015, with hit after hit attempting to take each other out. With each hit missing the top dog, those around them continued to suffer. Youngin' Ace was hit back in 2018 but survived the shooting. It wasn't without consequence, though, since Ace lost 3 homies, including his brother. Foolio was quick to diss the deceased, mocking the fact that it happened on a birthday. Ace was not going to let that slide, and little did Foolio know he would meet the same fate 6 years later. On his 26th birthday on the 23rd of June 2024, Julio was messing around on his gram and posting videos about his birthday party. During a video on Instagram, Julio invited all his friends to Tampa, where he was partying, and showed people around him celebrating his birthday. After so many attempts on his life, you would think that homie was smarter than that, but you could also see that he was tired. Well, posting on Instagram was only a part of what tipped him off. It turns out not everybody in the crowd around him liked him.
The pool party started the day at 5, 6 o'clock. You already got the address.
Bro, there's a lot of ops.
You got the address, pull up.
Not trying
Need
to
the
be rude,
address,
but
DM you
a lot
right
of people
now.
don't like
Pool
them.
party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address or DM.
Before his enemies, though, the police were the ones to show up, kicking him and his friends out of the Airbnb that they were staying at in Tampa. Foolio and his pack decided to go to a hotel where they checked in again, and the crowd had gotten much bigger. Julio probably thought that he was safe with so many people around, but that was far from the truth. It was 4:40 a.m. when the cops were dialed up and asked to respond to a shooting. 4 people were injured as 2 cars were seen riddled with bullets. The only casualty was Julio Foolio, though. Right after they hit, the boys in blue at Tampa sprung into action, with everybody demanding to bring the gangsters who shot up Foolio to justice. With cases such as the one with Corbin Johnson remaining unsolved after so many years, many didn't think that the cops could pull it off. It took authorities just a little over a month to bring 4 out of the 5 primary suspects involved in Julio's shooting to justice. Just recently, Tampa police held a press conference with Jacksonville police and the Florida state attorney, spilling the beans about how things went down that fateful night. The cops shared footage that shows clips being unloaded at Julio's car by 3 shooters, resulting in the injury of 3 others and leaving Julio deceased. As of yet, of the 5 suspects, 4 have been arrested.
21-year-old Elisa and
Bro's literally running like this.
Isaiah Chance, 18-year-old Sean Gaithright, 30-year-old Rashad Murphy, and 27-year-old Davion Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death.
Now, you might be wondering why 5 people when only 3 shooters are visible.
That girl just looks
remember
guilty.
how we said how not everybody at Julio's party liked him? Well, this is where the plot thickens. Of the 5 suspects, 3 were shooters and 2 were responsible for ratting Foolio out. Among the collaborators was 21-year-old Alicia Andrews, who was with Julio and the gang on the night of his birthday. This lady been snitching on Julio the entire night and letting the ops know where his whereabouts were. She was there the whole time. Much greater detail than Julio was on his story. The alleged incident was collaborated between ATK and an affiliated gang that goes by the name 1200, with the hitters driving 3 hours from Jacksonville to Tampa to make the hit.
Suspect involved
3
in
hours?
Julio
That's not even that
shooting
far.
death. So I want to show you this new video that JSO released. It shows the overnight
far.
standoff at Collins Preserve Apartments
really
between I-295 and Collins Road. Officers confirmed just a few minutes ago that they arrested Rashad Murphy. Again, the 4th person arrested in Julio Fulio's shooting death.
The 3 hitters were 18-year-old
Sean
Gaithright and
that's crazy. Look at
the In the meanwhile, Alicia Andrews and her man, 21-year-old Isaiah Chance,
laced up the J's and went off.
With the hitters.
Police say the gunmen were Gaithright and the 2 Murphy men. The 3 arrested are affiliated with 2 rival groups of Jones.
The cops were able to use the CCTV footage along with license plates and cell phone data to connect the dots and track the hitters right to their doorsteps. On the 29th of July, Jacksonville police caught up with Sean Gaithright at the parking lot where he was taken into custody.
Open the car door! Let me see your hands! Step on out!
Bro, that's crazy.
Step on out!
Nah.
Back up to the sound of my voice.
Although the boy is just 18 years old, this won't be the first time behind bars given his involvement in a previous hit a year earlier. On the same day, cops raided Isaiah Chance's home and arrested the deadly couple. However, the game was still not over, as 2 more suspects were still at large, namely brothers Rashad Murphy and Davion Murphy. The brothers are both affiliated with ATK and are allegedly the architects and executioners. The fourth suspect, 30-year-old Rashad Murphy, was also arrested a day later on the 30th of July.
Between I-295 and College Road, officers confirmed just a few minutes ago that they arrested Rashad Murphy. Again, the fourth person arrested in Julio.
His arrest came after authorities were able to track him back to an apartment complex in Ortega. Unlike the first three suspects, however, Rashad did not want to go down easy and was only seen wearing handcuffs after a standoff that lasted hours. Rashad was trying to negotiate the terms of his arrest when a SWAT team was dispatched. The big boys evacuated all nearby residents, after which they proceeded to fire a shell of tear gas inside Rashad's apartment, gassing out and forcing him to surrender just a little after midnight.
Come on.
Now with four down, there's just one primary suspect left, Rashad's brother, 27-year-old Davion Murphy. With the arrest warrant out for him,
brother.
It's believed that Davion Murphy could be a dangerous man.
But we do know, we did hear the sheriff say on the morning show that he hopes that that fifth person just turns themselves in. So once we continue to follow this case and find out more information, we of course will bring that to you.
It is suspected that he won't go out without a fight, and he'll do exactly like his brother did, and he's likely armed. Over here though, let's take a pause to discuss why we're talking about the primary suspects. The reason is cops are still trying to connect the dots and nab even more people as a tactic to suppress both the ATK and KTA gangs. It makes sense since Foolio's homies are probably out here plotting revenge to continue the cycle of bloodshed. Jacksonville police chief has said that they are monitoring these groups really closely and have an eye out on Youngin Ace as well. If you ask me, I say Ace better be watching out, because he gonna be on the radar for good now. Not just cops, but fans all around are not liking the scene anymore. Ace popped out with a new song hours after Foolio was capped. The lyrics of the track titled Do It are subtle, but anybody that keeps track knows it's clear that Ace is celebrating this whole situation. If this doesn't cost him his freedom, it will cost him fans, because they're already calling him out for the shenanigans. He also dropped a song called Game Over. And after all of this, I have to really hope it is game over. But with all of the loss on both sides, can it ever really be? The suspects are charged with 1 count of premeditated first-degree hit with a firearm and 1 count of conspiracy of premeditated first-degree hit. Florida State Attorney Susan Lopez recently said that all 5 suspects are possibly looking to do life, even if they didn't pull the trigger.
If you participate in the planning of a murder, you can be held accountable for the person's death. And that is what we intend to do here. There were 3 people who pulled the trigger. You saw it on the video. 5 people, though, are charged with murder. The level of planning and coordination between these 5 defendants was truly alarming. It is clear that they all had one purpose in coming to Tampa, and that was to kill.
What can I say? That's the price of handling business, I guess. All 4 suspects are being moved to Tampa from Jacksonville, and it's safe to say more than likely the worst is yet to come for them.
Come on.
With Julio's mother working on a documentary to highlight the positives of her son's life, she can find peace in the fact that there could possibly be some justice for her son. While this might keep the situation quiet for some time, it can't be said for certain how long the peace will last. All we can do is hope that more mothers won't lose their kids to all of this street drama, man. They gotta stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.
I'll do a video, and I will see you all in the next one. Remember, like and subscribe, do your thing, and later.